All right, it's live time. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. We're doing a Europe stream today. Streaming in the morning for me, for our European amigos. How's everybody doing? Hey, Joey. Ishmeet's back. How's it going, man? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in the morning. Finally, one you can watch. Oh, Jell, hey, man, you're the winner, right? I got, you know what, today, I don't think I gave your address to my wife yet, so your switchplate hasn't gone in the mail, but we'll get it there. We'll get it real soon. By the time, it's not going to get to the Netherlands before Christmas, I wouldn't expect, but that's okay. Sweet. Man, look at you guys. Let's see, we're going to refresh a couple things here. The viewer count is always funny. It needs to be off and back on to sort of reset. See, there you go. That worked. How's it going, Fox? Hey, Fi. I liked what you did. Do you guys see Fi's lights in Discord? He got his Xlights going. Google Home or Alexa. Ooh, I like your name. Zyrtec. Zyrtec? We're going to do, so we've started to map out. I'm trying to map out now a little bit better the next batch of streams of Christmas, and the plan right now is to do the non-Nabu-Casa or non-Home Assistant Cloud setups for Alexa. Oops, sorry, that probably fired a bunch of things off at your house. Apologies. And Google Home on Sunday, and hopefully we can get through both of them. We'll see how long it takes, but then we're going to try and do, what were we just talking about, Mark? We were going to do what were we going to do on Saturday? Tomorrow there won't be a stream because I have to work. It's going to be a long day for me tomorrow. And then Saturday, me and Mark were just talking about what we were going to do Saturday. Now I can't remember. That was like 3 minutes ago. Oh, man. From the UK, how's it going? From Dordrecht. Where's that? Erwin, where is that? I don't know where that is. Which video do you recommend for using Sonoff with Tasmania? Or you mean with Tasmota? I did see, that on our map of the, oh, it got bigger. Chat got bigger for a second. That was nice. I did see that on our map of where people live and stuff that we have on the website, that there's somebody from Tasmania, which is pretty crazy cool. All right, let's get back to, I wanted to turn on my camera over here. Okay, great. Excellent. And then I need to go back to live so I can see chat, because right now I can't see chat. Okay. I wish this thing, yeah. I have so much to learn about doing a better job of streaming. I'm sure having fun. Thanks for coming, everybody, and being a part of all this. Oh, that's good. I can make that bigger. Nice. All right, learning some things. Okay, great. Hey, from South Africa, how's it going? Let's see, who else? St. Lucia, awesome. More from the UK, Adam, how's it going? Finally got one, Luis. How's it going, brother? I chat with Luis a lot. All right, Sai, just catching up on the last stream. Yeah, the last stream was fun. I mean, we had Rob on, and then we had, his name is hard to remember. we had the Xlights expert guy that does a bunch of videos on. We learned a lot. What I wanted to do today, and we'll get to it eventually. I'm not going to jump right into that just yet, but what I'm planning for today is there was a couple parts of the stream from last night that didn't work. If you watched it, oh, something just happened. Somebody just hung up. Maybe that was. Oh, yep. Okay. There were a couple things last night that didn't work, and the things that didn't work were I couldn't get the Flash program, the Xlights. Was it the Xlights? No, it's the ESPixelstick. That's right. I couldn't get the ESPixelstick Java thing to work and load that sketch onto the D1 Mini. But I got it to work last night, and silly enough, all I had to do was move it off the desktop. But anyways, we got that figured out, and then I did get that Falcon Player loaded up on a Pi. So we're gonna do that this morning. Mid-morning live stream. Working from home has its perks. Man, Joe, it does have its perks. I I agree with you. I don't do that, but obviously sometimes wish I would. Ray, first time catching the live stream. Fantastic. Welcome aboard. Plain old Chicago here. Nothing exotic. No, Kevin, Chicago's pretty cool, man. Chicago is pretty cool. I remember growing up, but I had a lot of neighbors from Chicago, and they were big Cubs fans. So, of course, I was a big Cubs fan, and they just could not get it done. So, super happy to see them start winning. All right. How do you make longer timer in Xlights? I can only see about 45 seconds. Oh, that's good, Nigel. I don't know. We'll open it up, and we'll try and play with it and see. Has there been a stream on Xlights yet? Yes, Jacob. We did one last night. We kind of got started last night, and we had Rob from the Hookup. He knows a lot about it. And so, oh, White Sox. Luis is a White Sox man. Oh, somebody subscribed. Hey, Peter David. Thanks for subscribing, brother. Appreciate it. Sox fan there, too. Well, see, since I'm not actually from Chicago, I can root for both. Right? Dropping in for a few minutes. Thanks, Wayne. Coffee break. Awesome. 2 miles west of Wrigley Field. John, man, we got a lot from Chicago today. And Portugal. So I just had, well, we'll talk about that another time, I guess, too. But there's a company in Portugal that has made another little Wi-Fi relay thing that's looks pretty good. It's a simple small board with a power supply, so it's almost Sonoff-ish, but it's very open source and hopefully inexpensive. They're going to send me one so we can check it out. There's a link to last night's stream. Thank you, Fi. That's fantastic. Dropping in from Northern Ireland. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, Gary. Checking out last night's stream as well. It was a good one. That's it. Victor, Bruno Horta. Yes, that's it. They're going to send me one of his boards, or their boards. They've just been emailing me in the last couple days, so I'm excited. That looks cool. Have you used that? Do you know much about it? Going to play with LED lights in the lounge this year. Wife likes seeing everyone else outside, but doesn't want any on our house. You know what, John? That's okay, man. That's okay. I actually think I will end up doing a lot of stuff inside the house too, because I want to see it. Oh, Nigel. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. Wow, man. That's a really nice, that's very generous. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. What was I saying? Did you say I got the Java-based ESPixelstick? Yes, I did, Paul. I sure did. Yep, with Mark's help, we sure did. So what I was saying to John, so yeah, getting the lights working, or doing lights inside the house. I like to see my lights, and I don't get to see them if they're on the house. So I am definitely going to do some inside the house. You know, I already have this string here in my office, but I think that's the way of the future for me, for sure. I'm going to put some in the house so that I get to watch them and so that the kids get to watch them and all that. So anyways, a bit confused. How do you connect the RGB? What hardware is there, schedule, etc.? Oh, very good, Erwin. So let's talk about that. Let me do my hopefully new process for an order of things, because I want to start off with the little product part right at the beginning. I think that's been a good pattern. And the thing I have to show you today, I'm very excited about. I just got it last night. I actually opened it after the stream, so it was like 11 o'clock or something last night when I was finally getting this this thing out of the box. Let me pull up the image or the page on Banggood. Very cool. Okay, here we go. This is Merry Christmas to Justin here a little bit, and to you guys eventually, because this is going to make it so that I can put some cool stuff on the stream eventually. So here it is. Here is this thing in real life. You can't, I've moved my camera around. So my desk camera is now a tripod camera, but here it is. It's a microscope with an HD monitor and some lights on it. And it has an SD card slot so you can record, and it's got an output. It's got an HDMI output. So I don't have it hooked up so that I can do it with the stream right now, but I will. Not happy with Banggood at all. Slow shipping is killing you. Yeah, you know, Fi, I've had good and bad experiences with them. I've had some things that show up right away. This thing took forever. So to tell you my first impression on this little guy is I like it, of course, but it has a really nice picture. The image on it was really good. Wow, Wayne, thanks, brother. Appreciate it. The least you can do? Nah, man. You're doing great. I appreciate you just watching and just supporting. Anyways, so this microscope, it's got a really nice picture. I think I'll probably use this for doing some soldering instead of my glasses and my headlight, because it's really good. The couple things that with this particular one that gave me an issue was one of the lights isn't working. This one of these lights, and I think that might be an actual broken wire or something inside there. And then the other thing was there's absolutely no instructions. So the thing came with no instructions. It's got a bunch of buttons on the side and the menu pops up, but a lot of the menu items are in symbols and they're not they're not in English words that I can just figure out what it is. So I'm gonna have to do some work to just try and figure out how to get it. Yeah, the desk cam is off angle. Yeah, the desk cam is totally screwed up right now because I was pointing it at the lights, but here it is. This is this thing. Actually, do I have it plugged in? Maybe I can turn it on for a second. No, it's not plugged in. But we can fix that too, right? Oh, I just unplugged that pipe, Mark. That was a bad idea. Let's try this one. I'm totally out of USB ports. Yeah, there it goes. Oh, I unplugged the camera. Oh, I'm having a heck of a day. All right, well, bag that. Anyways, you will see more about this microscope in the future because I'm definitely going to be using it for streams and for videos and stuff. That was the purpose of getting it, was to be able to put it on. Did I unplug my webcam? That must have been what I unplugged to plug in the microscope. You need some links? Yeah, let me get you a link. Let me do this, though, because there is a way I need to manage that link. It's got to have some, well, whatever. Here, I'm just going to pop you this link for now. But I will put a link in the description of the video, and it'll have the affiliate tag. I've got a guy that helps me out with this stuff. He's the guy that sends me these things. And to make sure that he gets credit, because his job is to find people like me to put things like this in front of folks like you. So we want to make sure he gets his credit so his boss can talk to him. You got chat limited? Did you get shut down? Did you get put in timeout? Chat timeout? So anyways, that's pretty cool. So that'll be fun. It'll be a fun thing to play with, and hopefully we can do some good stuff from with this fancy little microscope. So okay, we're gonna now unplug that fancy little microscope and kind of get it out of the way. What were the other things that I wanted to? Oh, you got a break for about 30 minutes, curmudgeon. Awesome. Okay, so a couple other things that I wanted to bring up that I hadn't yet was the HA switch plate. So we've got Gel here. Am I saying your name right? I want to. And he won the first HA switch plate, and then I'm going to give away another one because I've got extras and I think it's great. Playing with something. That's where my keyboard is. Yeah, it's my keyboard. So what I was thinking, do you think there's very many people that didn't get a chance to enter the contest or drawing or whatever we want to call it for the HA switch plate? I guess my question is, do I need to start another contest? I don't want to make everybody re-sign up, but if there's anybody who didn't get a chance to that wants to, I would like to give them a chance. So what do you think? Is there any of you? We got 144. That's a pretty good number. Any of you guys that that didn't get a chance to enter that want to? Okay, so there are some. There's already a couple right there. Okay, great. Didn't know about it. Share the link for the contest. I don't know if I can reopen it right here. Maybe see if I can try. All right. It was from Gleam. And we had this contest. This is my Gleam page. Oh, I don't want to show you that just in case. Just to keep the guys who won private and stuff. I wonder if I can... It says it's finished. Winners, entries, actions. Anyways, I'll make another one. I'll have to mess with it a little bit, and I'll have to figure out how to keep the entries that we already have, but then add the new people. So yeah, Erwin, so what I did was, is it the same link as the last one? Probably not, John. I think I'll probably have to come up with a new link. But give me today to figure that out. Between now and the next stream, I'll have that figured out. Okay, that's a promise. So the contest parts. So I've got all this extra stuff. I have people send me things that they want me to check out, and that's great. But I don't always have a use for it. And so it started out with this PoE camera that somebody sent me, and I don't even have a PoE switch. So we talked about the camera a little bit and had some nice features, and I did hook it up. You don't have to have PoE to use it. I used it a little bit, and then I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to connect this to my system, so let's give it away. So we did it. I figured it out. Well, Alion helped figure out a way to run a contest. We got it figured out. We sent it to the guy who won. And then I've got all these HA switch plates. I have enough parts to build 12 HA switch plates. And I'm not going to put 12 of them in my house. So we did one contest already, and Gel won, and he said, what did he said something about, you do pronounce it. It's not really right, but it's a Dutch name, so it's really hard for you. Yeah. Maybe I need to learn some Dutch. I got enough friends now over there. Have everybody re-enter. That way they keep coming back to your channel in Discord. Yeah, we could, that might be the necessary thing to do, John. That might be what has to happen. So anyways, maybe automated shades soon. I would love to do automated shades, Tom. Was it Tom that just said that? Yeah. So I would love to do that. So I really want to do, it's on my list of my 12 streams of Christmas. I want to use Rob's sketch that he did on the hookup months and months ago. Was really good. And I also want to just hook up a stepper motor to Tasmoda and see what happens. So expect that next week. That'll be part of next week's streams of Christmas. So just call him your gringo Mexican friend. Is that me? Who? Oh, I'm the gringo. I'm the gringo Mexican. I'm mostly Mexican. I lived there for a couple years and love it. Love everything about Mexico. I want to retire there, and I may. It's when it comes time. Favorite automation is your shades, Blake. I can't wait. Jalier, Netherlands. How's it going? I'm glad you guys are here. I did this today. It worked out well because I have a work meeting later in the afternoon, and so I took the whole day off so I can make sure to make it to that meeting. And so I was like, well, great, because I like doing the streams. I know there's a lot of folks in Europe that can't do the evenings because you guys are sleeping when I'm doing it before bedtime. So I had today to do this, and that's fantastic. Okay, good. And I got a reminder from Mark that we're going to do Micropython. Hopefully we can learn enough stuff between now and Saturday, to do Micropython. That's essentially Python that you can run on an Arduino board, or of course the ESP8266 that we all love. And then I saw another question. Somebody said, do I stream? And I do every Sunday usually try and do it around 10 my time, 10 Mountain Standard Time. But there'll also be other times. Right now, you're catching number 4 of the 12 streams of Christmas. It was an idea that I thought about for a grand total of about 10 minutes, I think. But I said, let's do 12 streams of Christmas. That sounds like a great idea. So we're going to do 12 streams of Christmas. This is number 4. Micropython might be upcoming standard for ESPs. I agree. I think it's very, very it's going to be very popular. So that's why I want to start learning it. So, okay. There may be other things that come up that I wanted to chat about that I cannot remember. What time is it for me? It's 11 o'clock. It's 11 a.m. right now for me, John. And so you guys are going to have to help me. I have got to pick up my baby girl from kindergarten in about 45 minutes. Okay. So we'll get through what we can. And then at 45 minutes, you got to remind me, I got to get the heck out of Dodge. Okay. I got to go pick her up. She loves it when daddy's not working and he gets to go pick her up from school. So I never miss when I can do it. So, all right. Your missus is very understanding with 12 streams leading up to Christmas. Mine would not like that, Kevin. Yeah, she is very understanding. She understands. She supports me. It's fantastic. 7 p.m. over here. Yeah, that's why I like doing it now for you guys, Tom. Okay, so the things that we didn't get working last night included. So somebody was asking about the hardware setup. So let me back up and give a little overview background of where we're at with all this LED stuff. So you've probably all seen, I did one video that started it all, really, to put LED lights, programmable LED lights on the house so that I could have all these different patterns and different colors and different times of the year. So I leave my lights up all the time, and I used a sketch that was done by Ben with Automation. I added some custom effects to it, just colors really. And then I've had it working with Home Assistant for a year and a half almost now. And I love it. It's been great. And a lot of people in the last few weeks, especially, of course, have really been asking about LEDs a lot. And so we started looking into other sketches and other ways to make that happen. And there's a lot of options. There's MicLighting. We did a chat about MicLighting a few days back. I can't remember now when that was. We've done, what else did we do? Oh, we looked at Tasmota, because Tasmota has the option to run some effects on programmable LEDs, and it's super, super easy and very controllable through Home Assistant. So those are important things. And then what started to happen was people who knew more about some of these big fancy Christmas displays, where you drive up to somebody's house and you tune in the radio and their candy canes are jumping and they've got big mega trees and their garage door is just a big pixel display and all that stuff. We've got some of those kinds of folks that can do those kinds of things that are part of our community here with Home Assistant and such. And so they started saying, oh, check out this, check out that. So in the last few streams, that's what we've been doing. So we did Vixen a couple days ago because we had Joel Force, and he knew a bit about Vixen and was excited to teach me about it, and I was excited to learn. So we did that, and then as we were doing that, there were more people saying, "Oh, check out Xlights, check out Xlights." And so we all know Rob from the Hookup, and Rob came on last night, and we did a bunch of the setup for Xlights. So now let me tell you about the hardware. So what we've got, the way this is happening, is you have your programmable LEDs. At the beginning of your programmable LEDs, you have a controller. So for me, and for probably most of us, that controller is going to be an ESP8266 based chip or based board. So it'll be a D1 Mini or a Node MCU for most of us. A lot of these guys, you can run this off of GPIO pins off of a Pi. I think you could probably run it directly off of a PC as well. I don't know how you would connect that exactly, but there are other kinds of controllers. You can connect it to an Arduino, like a Mega, or there's a thing called a Teensy. You can connect it to that. It's another sort of Wi-Fi based controller. ESP32, I don't think you can do yet, but there are several controllers. So you've got your strip of LEDs, then you've got your controller. Now, when you do these big fancy displays that have lights and thousands of LEDs, it doesn't all live on that little controller. It doesn't all live on the D1 Mini, on the 4 megabytes of memory you've got on that D1 Mini. To make those displays, you need to use a bigger software. And those softwares are Vixen or Xlights. And Xlights is, I can open my Xlights up right here. This is Xlights. And we did a lot of the setup last night. So if you want to see, kind of how we got to this point, you can check that out at your leisure. But essentially what Xlights does is you tell it, what your controllers are and how many LEDs and some of those things and where they are in your house. You can lay it out on your house. And then you just start with a time. You can see this is a music track here, and I can't play it because YouTube will get mad at me again. They got mad at me last night. We played, what was it, 30 seconds at the most of Let It Go from Frozen. And man, in less than an hour after the stream, I already had an email from YouTube saying, hey, bud, you used some copyright material. So we're going to take all the whatever revenue you make from your video and we're going to give it to Disney because they need more. So, okay, fine, whatever. So anyways, I'm not going to play this probably just now. But yeah, it was fun. You should check it out. And it was fun. We had a good time and we got it working. So, but there's one more bit of hardware now that we need to include to make it easy to integrate into, I shouldn't say easy, but to make it so we can integrate it into Home Assistant. And what that is a Raspberry Pi running something called Falcon Player. And I'm just barely learning about this. We tried it last night. I couldn't get it to work. Me and Mark worked on it this morning and we did make some progress. So that's good. But thank you, Andres, for the subscribe. So what happens now is you create they call them sequences. You create your sequence in Xlights, and then you import your sequence from Xlights into this Falcon Player, which is running on Raspberry Pi. The Falcon Player then can hold all this stuff, and you don't have to have Xlights open. You don't have to sit here and push play, to get it to happen. It's running on this Falcon Player, and then through MQTT, you can tell the Falcon Player to send the correct sequence to your controllers, so that the correct lighting show will happen when you want it to, based on what you put into Home Assistant. So that's where we're going. We're not 100% there yet. We're pretty close, but that's where we're going. Can I take a short break, pick up my wife at the train station? No problem. We'll just do small talk, Erwin, until you get back. No problem, brother. That's fun. Hey, we'll be here when you get back. You can rewind us. Oh, which reminds me, I wanted to say, if you didn't know this already, when I post a live stream, the chat doesn't show up right away. I don't know why. I think YouTube processes it, or they do something so that I don't know if they're filtering it for bad language or something bad. I don't know. But anyways, they kind of filter it, and so it will show up. Usually, I think in less than an hour, they get done with whatever processing they have to do, and then the chat becomes part of the stream that you can watch alongside of it. There is a way that I could get the chat up here on the screen, and maybe I'll do that at some point. I tried it once; it didn't look very good. It was hard to read, so I put it off. Does Falcon Player do more like music Volumio kind of thing? I don't think so, but it might. We'll have to check into that a little bit. Pi, keep thinking Shazam. I love Shazam. Boycott Disney. Yeah. Okay, so we will. There was one more thing. Oh shoot! It had to do with the stream as well. Anyways, okay, we're gonna start, Erwin, but you won't miss much. Okay, and you can back up a few minutes if you need to later. So. Zzs Radio is perfect for commuting. Oh, did you guys catch that on the stream? So we do have, if you go to DrZzs.com, there is a Zzs Radio tab, and you can listen to the rewinds. Oh, actually, you can put it on in your car. Erwin, just put it on in your car, man. Just put YouTube on. Don't look at it because you don't want to crash. But yeah, just listen to it in your car on your way. Time to set up that Twitch channel. Oh, the in real life Switch channel. That would be fun. Okay, so. Let me get to the business part of this. Now, in order to get your D1 Mini or your Node MCU to run sequences, shows from Xlights, it needs your D1 Mini or your Node MCU needs to run a software that will interact, that kind of creates the bridge, creates the connection between Xlights and Falcon Player and your lights. And the easy way to do that, come to find out, is ESPixelstick. Okay, so we're gonna open up an ESPixel so you can see this, where the website is. And it actually is a pretty simple loader. I was very happy with it once we finally got it working. So you don't have to buy. So this fella, and you can if you want to make it easier for yourself. This fella, Fork in Eye, he makes these boards, and this board has some connections for lights. It has a fuse. I can't remember what other things it has in there. I think it's got a power converter of some kind, and then it's got the Wi-Fi module. So this makes it a little bit easier, and I don't know what they cost. I'm sure they're not too bad, but you can just go to GitHub and grab the sketch. And put it on any ESP8266 that you have that you want. Oh, computer, turn on Office Light. I didn't realize it was a little dark in here. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go here. We're gonna go to Releases, and then you grab the latest zip file right here on top. This was the mistake I made. Do not put this on your, don't put this on your desktop. That seemed to be the problem yesterday, was I put it on my desktop. So don't do that. So we're going to reflash this one right now as the example. So I've got here my D1 Mini. Okay. I'm not going to re-download it because I already have it right here. So you download it, you extract it, and then you plug in your D1 Mini to your computer. Now this part's tricky. This part is tricky. You actually have to put the D1 Mini into a programming mode. And I didn't know such a thing existed. This was, Mark helped me with this last night. I think they're all out of stock, the ESPixelsticks. If someone knows where you can buy some, share. Amazon is out. Oh man. Okay. Did he have any on, did he have a little store there? I don't know. I guess, I don't know where his links to sell them are on here. Yeah, that's not it. That's a programmer. Anyways, yeah. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, if anybody sees them and knows where we can get them, it definitely would be easy. And I don't know what they cost. I'm sure they're not too much. He didn't sell direct that I could find. Okay, cool. Well, if Paul can't find it, then it don't exist. That's for sure. All right. So I was saying the D1 Mini. So if you have a Node MCU board like this, if you have a Node MCU, the Node MCU has buttons on it, and it has two buttons. One of them says reset, and one of them says flash. Actually, do the new ones have that too? Yeah, this is an older version, but the newer ones have the same buttons. So in this case, for ESPixelstick, you actually have to put the board into flash mode. Most of the time when we're loading Tasmota and we're doing just an Arduino sketch, we don't have to do anything to these development boards, the Node MCU and the D1 Mini, in order to load a new sketch on them. You just, tell the IDE, Arduino IDE, to load it up, or fast easy or flash easy, whatever, and it just loads. But in this particular case, for some reason, you have to put it into programming mode. So we're going to have to do that. Let me get to the folder where I put it. It's right here, ESPixelstick. Now, this file that you're going to need, so once you extract this, you're going to have this espflashtool.jar. So one of the other problems we ran into last night, if you're in Canada, you pay $55 more for one. Jeez, that's insane. Don't do that. I want to support Fork and I as much as anybody, but I don't know if that's worth 55 bucks. Okay. I have an ESP32 that does that to me with IDE. Oh, is that right, Curmudgeon? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, maybe that's a different thing with those. But anyways, it's not a hard thing to do. We know, we've done it enough times that we know that regardless of what form your ESP32 or ESP8266 chip takes, or no matter what form it's in, you ground it the same way, or you flash it the same way. You get it into programming mode by putting GPIO 0 to ground, no matter what. So that's all we're going to have to do here. Is it possible to control lights and has them just turn on white, for example, or has to go through the player every time? Good question. I believe it's going to have to go through the player every time. I think if you flash it with ESPixelstick, then it's going to have to go through the player. I believe. I could be proven wrong at some point in the future when we learn more. But that is... the ESPixelstick firmware has MQTT support. So can you just, oh, well, that's good. Jeff maybe knows. Jeff, can you do that then? Can you just send like a color code to turn them all a solid color if you have ESPixelstick running? That'd be great. That would make it so much nicer. You can send colors to the E131. Okay. And E131 is, again, correct me if I'm wrong, which I often am. You guys know that well enough. The E131, is that, are we calling that the sketch or the software, the firmware that we're using here, or that's what this becomes, is like an E131 controller? I don't know. I thought we were making our own pixel sticks. Oh, yeah, we are making our own pixel stick. We are. Yes, Fi, we are. We are making our own pixel stick. I was just showing that to give everybody the background, the options. That guy, the guy that came up with the sketch that we're going to use, sells boards that make it a little bit easier, that add some things that make it convenient for you. So I don't have any of his pixel sticks. Apparently they're hard to get per Paul, and I trust Paul. So we're going to make our own. What is a pixel stick? A pixel stick is an ESP32, or I keep doing that, is an ESP8266 chip that runs this special firmware so that it becomes an E131 controller, so that it will interact with Xlights and make super awesome and complicated patterns and effects and animations and all that stuff on your house or in your living room. A branded device you can, but you also can flash the software. That's correct, Fi. And we are, you got me tongue-tied, right? You said ESP32. Now I'm all messed up. Thanks, curmudgeon. Just picked up the wife from the hospital with YouTube playing. Good job, Nigel. I hope your wife's okay from the hospital. Hopefully she's just getting off work at the hospital, not like in the hospital for something bad. Hope everything's well. Everything's okay. Anyways, this is going to become our ESPixelstick. Okay. So let's get there. So one of the things that I was missing last night that caused us a little bit of grief was I didn't have Java installed. So apparently you have to have Java to run this. It's a .jar file, and I didn't have it. And oh, good, she works there. Excellent. So we had to install that, and then that caused some problems. Those were some things not done live that we decided to do live. Okay, now if I recall, GPIO 0 is D3 on the D1 Mini. Can anybody verify or dispute that for me? I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure she's a cancer nurse. Okay, well that's awesome. Okay, so I've got right now just a jumper wire going between GPIO 0, which is D3, and ground. Okay, I've got my USB, the other end of my USB cord is plugged into the computer. So now I'm going to just start this ESP_flash_tool.jar. Just going to click it. Cross our fingers. It is super tiny, and there's no way that I can make it any bigger. I'm very, very sorry. I mean, I could make it bigger, but it would take a long time. That little bing was somebody pinging me on Discord. Oh, my password is in the Java software. Oh, yeah, it is. Can you even see that? Thanks. Yeah, my password is in the Java software, so good luck. It's the password to the network. If you guys come to the house, you can get into the network now. All right, I'm going to leave it. Okay, so I'm going to give this thing a host name. We're just going to call it Pixel. Actually, I'll just leave it. It's fine. We'll just leave it, and because it fills in a random name. Okay. On this firmware, so you put in your Wi-Fi SSID, your Wi-Fi password. You can give it a name. This is the name that will show up in your router after this thing connects to your network. And so you can give it a custom name if you want, or it will give it a random name that says something about ESPixelstick. Device ID, you can probably change that if you want to. I just leave it. And then down here, what you want to select is the one that says Pixel WS2811 GECE with dev Travis CI or CL build. Okay. That's what you want in this. I know you can't see that, but that's what it says. And then once you get it plugged in, you'll be able to select the COM port. So here we go. We're grounded. GPIO 0 is grounded. We're going to plug this guy in. Okay, we got a little flash of blue. Now that it's plugged in, I can remove this jumper. I don't have to keep that jumper in there. Just needed that for power up. So we'll take that out. Now we go over here to the serial ports, and of course nothing's there. Oh, it's because it's not on 6. It's on a different one. It is actually on 1 probably. Okay, we're going to unplug this one. So we're going to have to do that again. I had it plugged in the wrong place. The joys of live streaming. First time, every time. Okay, so we're back to grounding GPIO 0. Plug this guy in. Should have got a flash of light. Take that guy off. Now, come on, man. Maybe now I need to open it up again. There we go. Okay, so now we've got the COM 6. So now we're going to hit upload. And if things are going well, we should get some crazy flashing. We got one flash. There we go. Okay. See that? You like the sound effects? Okay. Can you reserve? Let's see. Yeah, you left your credentials. Yeah, did I? Oh, you know what? Those weren't even mine. I felt so bad about that. Those weren't even my credentials. Those were Joel's. Yeah, I pulled up his Arduino sketch that he sent me, and his Wi-Fi ID and password were in there. Bleep it. We'll do it live. But then I talked to Joel after and I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. I totally leaked your password to the whole internet. And he's like, oh, that's okay. It's just a practice network that he sets up that doesn't even connect to the internet or anything. So it's fine. You always wondered what the sound of that firmware was. Well, now you know. Okay, so here we go. We've got it done now. It's got us down here and it says, oh goodness me, I can't read this. It's horrible. It's so small. Configuration loaded, and it gives me the IP address right here. That's important. We're going to need that IP address, okay? So it gives you the IP address down here, and we're done. We're done. So this essentially is, I guess it's set up as one universe. And universes, we talked about that a little bit last night with Rob. It's the Xlights terminology essentially for 170 LEDs. That's my interpretation of it. It's probably not completely correct, but whatever. Think of that every time you say doing it live. Bleep it. We'll do it live. Got your Xlights working, David? Awesome. Okay. So can I reserve the IP address? You mean in this part, I don't think you can. No. We looked at that too. I think you have to do that. In this particular case, you have to do it in your router. At least that's what I've done. So. All right. Yes. And this is only the 2.4 gigahertz one. Okay. So that's done now. That is done. We can turn this off. And then let's do the next thing let's do, since we're already so running low on time. This is too much fun. I just get to talking. I'm having fun just chatting with you guys. So, well, let's do now the setup for the Falcon Player. So now we could, if we were doing Xlights, we go into Xlights, and if I have this thing hooked up to my Xlights, so much for breadboards being easy to connect to sometimes. Okay, so D4. So when you're using ESPixelstick, D4 is the data line you connect to. And then we're going to connect ground here. And then I'm going to get my, why did I put my 5-volt jumper over here? So 5-volt jumper there. And should be powered up. That works. Okay, right. So that's powered up. So now I think back here, we're going to have to pick the correct one. And this is not the correct one, unfortunately. We would have to do another one. We'd have to set up a new controller. I wonder why I can't add a new one. Anyways, because this is not the right one. This is the one that I used before. I don't think I can edit it. Maybe I can open it. No, it's not connected. Okay, well anyways, I was just going to show you that it works, but that would take a few extra minutes, and I want to get to this Pi part. So, all right. Next thing then, now we're going to switch. So you need to add 2 units for 300 LEDs. I'm not 100% sure about that. I think you can have more, but I'm not 100% sure, brother. I apologize. This is still a learning process for me as well. Maybe somebody here can tell you. It would be nice to see the hardware. Did I plug my camera back in? The hardware, which hardware part do you mean? You mean like how it's actually connected to the lights? I can show you. It's just on a breadboard, but it's just all fastened to the desk and such. Essentially, what I have right now, right here, is not going to be visible to you. Let me see if my desk camera will fire up for me. Oh, it will. Is it still frozen? Yeah, it's still frozen. Let's try deactivating it, reactivating it. Okay. There it goes. Okay. So here is, I should use the microscope, huh? So here's the hardware that I have as I have it set up. Ignore this Node MCU. That's just stuck to the breadboard because I was using it for something else. But essentially I've got, this is connected to a string of 2812, WS2812 LEDs. There's 150 LEDs on that string. These are the 3-wire kind. So we've got a red that is the 5 volts. These are 5-volt LEDs. Which is nice in this case because I don't have to have an extra power supply to provide 12 volts. White is ground, and green is actually the data. And regardless of the colors, I've seen a lot of these different pixel strips, and they're always different. They're always different colors, it seems like, in these wires. So in this particular case, red is 5 volts, white is ground, and green is data. And they're usually in the same order. So it's data in the middle, and then red and white. Okay, and then I've just got it connected to the breadboard here, and the data line goes, you can't see it, but the data line goes to D4 when you're using ESPixelstick, and then I just connect the 5 volt and the ground to the D1 Mini in its appropriate place. Just rest that camera over there, turn that off. Okay, sorry curmudgeon, darn meeting, we'll see you after. All right, love that I can watch the stream live and spam the chat and then watch it afterwards. Stupid work keeps getting in the way. Yeah, sorry, Jerry. The stream is way more important. So am I using a level converter in the data line? I am not. In this particular setup, it's not necessary. So we learned some things. I don't remember who it was that was telling me. In all of my setups, I've never had to use a level shifter. I've had some. I bought them and I played with them, but I didn't have to use them. I never had a problem. And I think what somebody said, the reason was once you get to the first pixel, from that point on, every time the data hits a pixel, the data wire hits a pixel, it gets a little bit of a logic level shift. So, you know, if it gets to the first pixel, and as long as and then the voltage, the 5 volt wire adds a little bit of voltage, so that the next time, so from that pixel to the next pixel, it's a full strength data signal. That's why you can let these things run, and they can go forever and ever, very, very, very far. And you'll need to boost your voltage potentially along the way to the voltage line, the straight voltage line, but you don't need to boost the data line, because the reason that the voltage drops so fast is because each pixel takes a little bit to boost the voltage. So you need the logic level shifter if the distance between your controller and your first pixel is very far, because that's the place where there's no boost. And so if you're, you know, it's coming out of the D1 Mini at 3 volts max, and if it's not high enough still when it gets to the first pixel, it's just going to be a mess down the string. So there you go. And it is because 12 volts maybe with the 12 volt lights should be doing that. Okay. All right. Hoping to start this hobby soon. You know, there's going to be a lot more of us next year. Well, again, this doesn't have to be a Christmas thing. You can get this all set up and surprise your wife on Valentine's Day or one of the kids on their birthdays or something like that. That's what I plan on doing. So, okay. Where were we? Straighten me out here, Mark. Or Travis. I saw Travis up there saying, get focused. I'm live. Get focused. I got 15 minutes. I got 10 minutes. All right. So we're going to do the Falcon Player real quick. We're going to set up the Falcon Player. We're not going to be able to get too far into it, and that's okay because I don't honestly understand a ton of it, but we are going to get it installed. Where is it? There we go. Okay. Falcon Player. So this is what you will run on a Raspberry Pi, and it will create a way to control your controllers that isn't the Xlights software running on your PC. So you don't have to sit down at your PC and click play for the sequence to play. You're gonna set it up so that the Falcon Player tells each controller what to do. Okay. Start a new sequence to add the new device. Oh, okay, fine. That's what we'll do. Well, let me set up Falcon Player, and if I've got time, we'll do that at the very end. Okay, guys. This is it. I do have to get to this. This is at least something new for folks to see. Okay, so here is the page that you need to get Falcon Player for Pi. So this will give you what you need to run it on a Raspberry Pi. So right now the latest version is 2.5.3. So you just grab, which file did I grab? I think I grabbed this one right here. So just grab this thing, you download it. You can see it. This is telling me it's 1 because I've already got it in here somewhere. Right there. Yep. I tried this 1.5 and it didn't work. So just do the 2.5. 1.5 must be really old. It was connected to some old instructions. Okay, so once you've got that, you're going to need an SD card. My Pi is already running. No reason not to just... Well, you don't want to see that process again. So, yeah. You start Etcher, okay? You start Etcher. It took a while to do the etching part, right? To put it on the disk. So I won't do that part with you live. Okay. I don't know why I keep getting this. This popped up today for the first time ever, but okay. So select image. This is just Etcher. You guys have all done this probably. You select that zip file that you just grabbed. And then you select your drive. Now your drive is going to be your SD card. So plug in an SD card. They say you need at least, I think they said at least 4 gigabytes, which is nothing. So, I have a 32. That's what I used. I grabbed that. Once it's here, you just hit flash, and then it takes probably about 15, 20 minutes, and then it will be ready to go. Now, I thought, based on reading some instructions, that I had to have a monitor and a keyboard and all that stuff, and I actually have the Pi running right there. See that? I had to put it on the TV because it was the only monitor I had, so I hooked it up to a TV and a keyboard, and I logged in, and then it said, you don't need to do this. You can just go to this, local player and it'll work. And okay, so that's better. So once you get the etcher done and you put it on the SD card and you put it in the Pi and you connect the Pi to the internet or to connect the Pi to your network with an Ethernet cable, put the SD card in and then power up the Pi. It'll take a few minutes. Let me know about the old version of the software not working with Etcher. Oh, let them know. Oh, was that what it was? Yeah. So when I tried that old version, that 1.5, yeah, it wouldn't flash with Etcher, or wouldn't burn onto the disk like a disk image like we're used to. So just skip it. Go to 2.5. Oh, you're a smelly gas passer. Yes, I remember you. Are you an anesthesiologist or CRNA or something? Because we call ourselves gas passers. So when you said you're a smelly gas passer, I thought for sure you were one of the Brotherhood of Anesthesia Providers. All right. Gotta mess with you. Thanks, Travis. I need somebody to keep me focused. Okay. Once we give the Pi a few minutes to fire up, we go to, what was that? What was that again? It was ffp.local. So http://fpp.local. And that's where you'll go. And when you go there, you'll get this. If your Pi is connected to the internet, and if your SD card and all that stuff worked, you'll get this. What is a pixel stick? Taryn, a pixel stick is a D1 Mini or a Node MCU or some other ESP8266 chip that is running a firmware that lets you interact with the Xlights software. That means you can, and probably Vixen as well. That means you can make very complicated, awesome lighting displays with programmable LEDs. and the controller that is actually attached to the lights just can be this. It doesn't have to be a wire going from your PC out to your tree in the front yard. You put this by the tree in the front yard, and then because this runs a firmware that can talk to what we're about to do, this Falcon Player and Xlights, you can send the right information to this pixel stick to get it to work. Is that good? All right. Oh, so Marius, you're just a smelly gas passer then. Okay. All right. So once we get into Falcon Player, there's a lot of setup here that I don't know exactly how to do. Mark and I kind of monkeyed around with it. We didn't have anybody, Rob knows how to do it. There's probably some of you guys here that know how to do it. But we didn't know exactly how to do all of it. But we'll go through the parts that we did figure out. Okay. Calculon. All right. What was I going to ask? Oh, I'll say this. Thanks for being here, brother. Appreciate it. Okay. So this is the main page. What you're looking at right here is the status page. All right. What we found worked was, what did we have it set as, Mark? Master, I think, right? We had it set as master. Or maybe we do need it. Was it standalone? Huh. Isn't that funny? We're already messed up. Maybe it was standalone. Well, let's go through. There's no real order to this, and this is what happens when you don't plan out how you're going to explain something. You just throw it out there. It's just, what did we say earlier? We'll just do it live. F it, we'll just do it live, right? All right, break time is over. See you later. See you later, Josh. Okay, so there's a lot of setups in here. One thing that we did was we went to, was it File Manager? And then we uploaded the sequence. Oh yeah, we had to go to, in Xlights, we had our sequence. Okay. And this was our sequence, and we saved it, and we had to export it. Where did we do that, Mark? Do you remember? Convert. This is probably stuff that I don't want to lead you astray and tell you the wrong things, because I don't understand them completely myself yet. But there was a way that we exported it from here. Yeah, I need to go soon. I know. Oh gosh, I need to go really soon. Crud. Okay. Anyways, in Falcon Player, you need to set up channel outputs. And your channel output is going to be, if I can get my fat head out of the way, your channel output is your pixel stick. And you will potentially have multiple pixel sticks, right? You'll have several of these controllers, because you're going to have one that's going to a big mega tree in the middle of the yard. You're going to have one that's up on the roof. You may have a couple that are up on the roof. So you may have different of these pixel sticks in different places. Each of these pixel sticks, once you get the ESPixelstick software on there, will give you your IP address, just like we saw earlier, and you'll put that IP address right here. And then there's some settings here that I don't know exactly, like whether it's multicast, unicast. I know Rob was saying multicast is the way to go. I don't know the details or understand it exactly, but Mark and I got it to work to some extent. We had some effects, and it was playing music, but it wasn't perfect. But anyways, this is under outputs, channel outputs. And then we did upload some stuff. I can't remember where we did it from. I didn't think we did it from File Manager. Maybe we did it from Playlist. But anyways, you have to convert your sequence here. If I open a sequence, this is already my Elsa sequence, right? But if I had to save it as something else. There was a way to export it. Will only work if your router supports DNS mask. Otherwise, you'll need to find the pi. You're right, Jerry. Yes, you are right. And you probably could. Then you would have to connect a monitor, or I guess you could go to your router, and your router would have a new Raspberry Pi. I don't know if it would identify itself as Falcon or not, but it might. Is 10 million? No, 10 meters. I'm sorry. 10 meters of 2812B for $26 US a good deal. They're usually 5 meters for somewhere between $12 and $15. So yeah, That's a good deal. I mean, that's about average price, Kevin. That's about what I see. All right, got to go. Work calls. Watch the last part later with the rest of the streams. Thanks, Joe. And I got your email, and we'll get you your HA switchplate. Okay. So, anyways, I'm gonna have to start cutting it off. But there was a way we did it, and Mark and I did it, and we'll figure it out for you. I want to also tell you. Oh, the last thing I wanted to tell you. Yes. I will leave you with the means for getting a lot of help from guys who know a lot better than I do. If you go to Xlights.org, there's a spot right here that says Zoom meeting. See that? If you click that, this was Paul found this for us last night. It will make you download a software called Zoom, or a plugin called Zoom. So that's fine. So you open Zoom meeting, and what you've got is a live connection with, I'm going to join, and hopefully it won't disrupt too much of other people's things. But right now, I'm whispering like I can avoid it. But right now there are 7 people, including myself, that have just joined this chat. And this chat is with, these guys are pros. These guys know what they're doing. This Mike Purser guy, if you look at a lot of the stuff, he's done a lot of things. So you can chat with them live right now. They said what Paul was saying. He got in there and chatted with these fellas last night. You can go in there, and this time of year, there are always people in there in this chat room live 24/7, because people are all over the world. And so you can go in there and ask some questions, try and get some help, And so what a resource. What an amazing resource. So I wanted to leave you with that. I'll leave the meeting, and then I'll show you this. This is the MQTT topics list. So once we finish the connection, and we're pretty close, but once we finish the connection between Xlights and our Falcon Player Pi and our controllers, we will be able to use this, we'll be able to use this list, and probably specifically this exact MQTT topic in Home Assistant to say, Home Assistant, when I push this button, or when I tell she who shall not be named, or at 10 p.m. on January 1st, play this effect, play this sequence on my lights outside. This is the key. This is how we link Home Assistant to the Falcon Player, to the controller outside, to the lights with MQTT. So awesome. I'm sorry to rush. I had a good time. I'm excited to go see my little girl get out of kindergarten and take her to, I like to take her to the gas station and get her a Slurpee and a sucker or something. So I'm going to go do that. Any last questions? Anything else I can answer for you? Hopefully that wasn't too fast, and hopefully there was some useful stuff there. I know it's incomplete, but there's good stuff there, and we will get more information, and we'll know more, and we'll learn more together. Sound good? Does this sort of thing work with normal LED string, or do they need to be programmable strings? John, these are programmable strings. I think there is a way that you can just blink on and off, a relay or something. But I'm not 100% sure about that. I've heard people talk about, AC lights, as in lights that are not, low voltage DC LED lights, but the old fashioned lights. And I do think that there is a way, but I don't know much else about it. I've just heard it mentioned is all. So, all right, fellas. Thanks a bunch for being here. I so appreciate it. I had a chat with Mark after the stream last night, and I'm just so happy to have a community like this that is just supportive and helpful and friendly and fun, positive. So keep it up. I appreciate it. So that's all for now. As always, thanks for watching. Until Saturday morning, adios.